I don't know how I'm 11 episodes in and have forgotten to show off that you can move the characters' heads with the analog sticks while they're talking in the Binocucom, and you can have them look absolutely ridiculous. I love that. I've known about it this whole time. It has slipped my mind consistently. Hello, everyone and everything, and welcome back to more Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. In the last episode, we got busy in Ms. Ruby's lair. This episode, we're going to do a little bit more of the same, but just as you might expect, things aren't going to be nearly as predictable as all that. Let's see, which level should I do? I know what I'm doing today. We're going right over here.
That vehicle seems to be outfitted with some sort of high-energy cannon. Use the left analog stick to move, and aim the right analog stick in the direction you want to shoot. Remember, you can always shoot in one direction while moving in another.
So we've got another bit of twin-stick gameplay here. A couple episodes ago, they actually mentioned in the developer's commentary that this would be done as Murray originally. Murray just wielding a machine gun or something, which sounds hilarious to me. I do wonder if I can find like any footage or imagery of that. But yeah, we've got more twin stick shooter gameplay, another bit of randomness to add to the swamp. But our goals here is basically to take out these giant glowing graves while we are under attack from all these ghosts. We're going to be dealing with a lot of ghosts today. I will tell you that right now. Made it past the boat section. Really clever to give you the boat section first, because it basically means you don't have to worry about moving. You can just worry about shooting while you get to grips with how the cannon works. Very clever. This new enemy I would love to take a look at with my Binocucom. But as it stands, we're going to have to wait until we've dismounted to figure out what that thing's name is. But it's a turtle who flings its head at you over and over and over again. I don't know who came up with that, but I will have whatever they are having. Woo. So there's all these walls in front of a lot of our obstacles here today, to make sure that we can't just go take everything out in one hit. There's another flaming head turtle. Ah. Now this mission can get really hectic really fast. Just the game tends to throw so much at you at the same time.
According to my paranormal scan, that glowing soup is really highly charged ectoplasm. It's just got to be the source of power for those headstone generators.
We got the soup, or as Ms. Ruby called it, the seep. It takes a very central role throughout the entire operation, and it's sort of like the storm machine of this level. Thinking on it, I guess Mugshot didn't really have something like that. He just sort of kicked everyone out of town, and that was his main plot. I've gotten enough horseshoes to survive the hits that I've been taking. Hopefully, yeah, that's gonna continue. Cool stuff. If I can... Yikes! I don't know how those didn't hit me. If I can finish this level without dying, I will be very happy. It's going pretty well so far, but here's where things are gonna get extra hectic. But as long as you stay back and keep all the enemies and obstacles in front of you, it's not a big problem. These walls are taking a really long time to take down, though. Uh-oh, I did not keep everyone ahead of me. Alright, we're good. The controls for this are almost identical as they are in of the crab level. It's just that the perspective is completely different. You've got this, the traditional third-person perspective as opposed to the top-down one, which makes it feel a lot less arcadey, and maybe even sort of highlights just how awkward this is in a game which has otherwise been a 3D platformer. Okay, there's the key. Oh. Perfect. That's one batch of grim grinning ghosts down. Now let's head to what I genuinely think is the toughest level in the game. Back up at this rope in the first half of the hub. Our goal is this level right here, a Grave Undertaking. This is a level which, I'd say if every single world in this game has one endurance challenge, this is that one for Ms. Ruby's.
Sly, you'd better be on your guard here. My paranormal scanners show this place is really haunted.
I'm gonna put in the scale at 500 haunted on this one. I'm gonna try something to take out these twiggy plant monsters. I'm gonna try my electric roll, see how that goes. So hitting them cuts off the roll, so if you just keep pressing triangle, that might work.
Now that was very interesting. When you smash that gravestone, the ghosts stop coming. It must be some kind of ghost generator. Maybe if you smash them all, you'd be safe.
Okay, so the electric ball does not work on the tree enemies. Good to know. We'll have to, no! Well, that was just sloppy. Very sloppy. We got this, though. We got this. We're gonna nail it. We got checkpoints. We don't got horseshoes anymore, but we got tools. These guys have made me lost my nerve. This is how many times they killed me in the approach level. They're not that hard if you just keep running at them while swinging your cane, but same with the ghosts. No, prove me wrong. All right. On the rung back, I'm gonna take a look at what those guys are called. Marcel Woodfist, Shambolus Moundium, devoted ecologist. So a lot of these are either literary or comic book references. In the last episode, I showed off that some of the enemies in the very first level are called HP Squidcraft and Thor McCracken, which are references to H.P. Lovecraft, a famous... I don't want to get this wrong. I'm gonna go with turn of the 20th century author. I wish I were more cultured that I knew that off the top of my head, but I have the power of Google! Who needs culture when you have a phone? Alright, here's the point of the level where things start getting really hectic. There's just so many ghosts all coming at you, and this time we don't have a turret gunship thing to mow them down with, so just go slow and do not stop mashing that square button. We'll get through it. I'm gonna bounce on up here. Here's some pretty easy to miss bottles over this direction. It's another level with 40, but I expected that, so we should be okay. This whole level is going to double back on itself, which I always enjoy. Now we've got these cool rotating lasers. This is probably the first time that like our sideways walking has really been put to the test since, I guess, Back Alley Heist. I think these guys are supposed to have lasers down in front of them, but something glitched out on that. That's fine. This makes my job a little easier. Nice, nice, nice. Where is this alarm? There it is. Ooh, I was down to 1 life there. This is not a level I want to game over on, that's for sure. We are yet to reach the hardest point of this level. Love more chandeliers, hanging turtles. This level, this entire world has so much culture to it. I've never been to Haiti. I've never even studied it, so I'm not really sure how accurate this is. I assume if it were going for accurate, it would probably be considered pretty tasteless. Something I do want to show off is look at the lighting from the chandelier down below. I know it probably doesn't seem like much compared to more modern games, but back in 2002, this was that really cool stuff. I assume a lot of what they went for was just general hoodoo themes. There they are, the weird attack patterns again. Okay. Now here we are on the upper layer of the level. If we fall down and don't land in the water, we're going to have to do some retracing of our steps to get back up to where we are. But I'm not going to hesitate to drop down if it'll save me from some of the ghosts. Because here is the point of the level where things are going to really start getting tough. We've got platforming in conjunction with needing to get to the graves. The issue here is we cannot swing our cane back and forth while jumping. So we're going to have to time our jumps really carefully in order to get through all this. And this is quite the challenge to present to us. I see a bottle that I missed over there, so I'm going to run back and grab it. Oh, 3 bottles. It's an interesting philosophy when it comes to collectathons. The idea of clustering your collectibles up next to them, because we need every single bottle in order to get our reward at the end of this stage. So clustering them up doesn't matter, because any one bottle by itself is insignificant. Any single bottle missed is just as big a deal as if you're missing 20 to 30 of them. So grouping them up like that, it's odd. It's I guess I would say inconsequential. But, you know, it is gratifying to just slap all the bottles with your cane all at the same time. Hear that clash sound layered on top of itself. So I think that's admirable, going for that good old-fashioned game feel over function. Feel over function. Never heard it that way before. It's usually form over function. Okay, there's the beginning of the level. There's the end of the level. Here's our final challenge. Just run straight through. We've got horseshoes. And that's gonna just about do it here. Now, I'm missing 6 bottles. That is a lot of bottles to be missing. Found 4 over here. Now I'm just missing 2. Do we have the blueprints yet? This is really sad. The blueprints are in this safe. And I really wish I had them to figure out where these missing bottles are. Oh dear. Oh well. I'll meet you guys over by wherever I missed them. Oop, I found one right over here. Whoa! Camera! Okay, we're fine. I thought Sly went flying like a slingshot or a catapult glitch there. Not quite the case, though. Okay, so now we're only missing 1 bottle. Aha! Wow, I must have just passed that thing and seen it on screen for a whole multitude of seconds. That's just fine, though. We're good. We're good. Meet you guys back at the vault. Now, here's a cool little bit of geographical detail. You can actually see the giant crocodile head that hangs over the main hub. And this is an angle of it I've never seen before. I've never noticed it on this level. But it gives you a good sense of where you are relative to the rest of the world. Mugshot had a lot of great stuff like that. You could always see the fire hydrant or the mugshot levels or the casino sign when you were outside. But I did not know it ever really came into play here.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. Okay, this is kind of a guess, but try 128.
As I said, I will be knowing the codes beforehand from now on, but knowing the codes...
These are the blueprints to Miss Ruby's production facility. I'll pipe this information into your binocucom. Use it to find breakables and clues nearby.
Yeah, could have used that a minute ago, Bentley. That's alright, though. So as I was saying, knowing what the combinations are is not going to matter as far as how many bottles you need. You can't just walk up to a vault and plug in the code without getting all the bottles. As much as I'm sure speedrunners would adore that. But that's just as well. Collecting bottles is fun and satisfying. So that's going to do it here for Vicious Voodoo for this episode. Let's go see what our speedrun is. Today's speedrun of choice is 2 to Tango. And it's pretty nice of them to put the speedrun hourglass all the way up here. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out before grabbing it. And let's get our sprint. Now, Carmelita would not start talking to us again unless... I'm actually not even sure she's got an L1 prompt on that building. The only time you get to see that cutscene is the first time you play through this level. Now, I will be honest, I know absolutely no skips on this level. I am going to be at a total loss, and we have a gratuitous amount of time to fumble around here, so I am worried about how this is going to go. Hopefully not too badly, but you know. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I got my roll equipped. Yikes, that was really close. I'm sure we can use some physics from these rooftops while rolling. That's about the one idea that I have here. Let's see, I think I have a memory of being able to jump on this mattress without killing the guard and the upward momentum causing me to avoid the bullets, but I am not sure. And that jump we made over to this section of the level looks like it'd be skippable, like if you could land on the upper chandelier, but it's either so precise or downright impossible that either way I'm not going to give it much thought there. Thankfully, this level is just sort of straightforward. Other than Carmelita, there's not really any obstacles that are going to make us wait or struggle to get around. So as long as you just kind of keep running full tilt towards the exit, we should make this no problem. I did have that one slip up at the very beginning that cost me a couple seconds on the rooftop, but... Ooh, that was close. Not too shabby at all. Alright. 0.3 seconds. Not even close, baby. Ah, now there's one skip you could do. I don't like leaving you guys with no skips to make things a little easier in case for some reason any of you guys are playing along. So I went back and I decided to try and figure some things out. Hey, that worked. That worked too. Alright, there's another thing. I'm not sure if the timing on that's probably strict or anything, but... Let's see, I bet. Oh man, that's so close. That time, the Ninja Spire jump actually blocked the bullet. Alright, now I'm back here because this jump looks so possible. We're gonna try it. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a no. But that's okay. I am still quite satisfied with how this went. Carmelita, take me. And that's going to do it here for today. I'm about to hand it on over to the developers at Sucker Punch as usual. But before I sign off, I do just want to let you guys know that I really appreciate you watching. But if any of you dare like this video, me and my army of ghosts will haunt you to the end of your days. Just see if we don't. See you guys next time.
This level started with just experimenting with the field of view of the camera. It's a lot more extreme and more kind of fish-eyed lens than any other level in the game. And once that was in, it was like, well, this is very much like Vertigo, you get this feeling of vertigo from being high and seeing the ground below you. So that's why I tried to make the design be like this, the sides of the building or a skyscraper as you're going up. So
yeah, and we ended up
motivate that.
Yeah, we ended up doing it on the inside, kind of the hotel, sort of in a kind of an atrium or a courtyard. In theory, we invented these bouncers. This was actually the first place in the game that we had used, in this case, an awning, but anything that would bounce Sly upwards, and really started to tune and play with that gameplay about, how high should they each bounce and what's the right amount to give the player control while he's in the air. And really the combination, I think, of the unique camera angles and a huge amount of bouncing on things and jumping up and down on things really kind of defines the concept for this level. It presents some good challenges. Once it sort of took on this retro feel, kind of playing like a 2D side scroller. Our producers at Sony even, kind of took us to task once or twice about how retro that felt. But the retro feel also had a big impact on the kinds of NPCs we could use in this level.
Oh, definitely. Because
you needed an NPC that could work well in a really confined space. And in fact, the original design for the ball and chain NPC had him swinging the ball in the wrong hand for this level. And we had to change him so that he would be comfortable with his right side up against walls. From a secondary standpoint, I thought that the introduction of the air conditioners was a good idea because it was this sort of skill element that required you to pay attention. And
right. It was one of the few really leftover in terms of mechanics from some early designs for the game, where there are these things called break falls, where you would, it was like the air conditioners where each one you hit, it would fall away. So it was very much the environment's kind of getting destroyed and your choices are getting limited as you're going. So you have to do it, pretty much do it right the first time.
Yeah, the stealth sections, these were some of the earlier sections to use the duck and to use cameras fairly heavily. I thought pretty successfully in this case. You get some different looks than you see elsewhere in the game. And the last section in the bedrooms, sort of the bouncers go up through the ceilings, which was kind of a fun change. Gave us some real sense of three-dimensionality as you kind of pass through the floors. It was a fun change. And then the big finish, the precarious big finish. We have to sneak go out onto the sign. I don't know, a pretty successful level.
So, Gary has never played this before.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say this is the best video game I've ever played. Initial reaction, why are there chickens?
Okay, well, the reason we have chickens is because there's a ghost who wants to eat some gumbo, and so you need to get 50 chickens within a certain amount of time so he can get his gumbo now. And if he gets his gumbo, he'll give you the key. Now, the original inspiration for that, well, I was trying to come up with a random reason and Voodoo gives us this ability. But doing a little bit of research, there was this guy called Papa Legba, and he always had chicken sacrificed to him, and he liked gumbo. So that was our sort of initial inspiration. And then we ended up using the otter ghost because we had that resource already available to us.
Oh, right. So kind of fit in with the whole.
Well, it was all about sacrificing chickens, and I must say that Zelda was definitely a bit of an inspiration for this. Like in that game, there were parts where you were
Right.
able to sort of grab chickens and throw them around, and abusing chickens is always fun. There's bomb-toting roosters, which helps explain a lot of the logic behind this particular level. So one of the things that we were trying to do with it was originally there wasn't an enemy, and it was just you going around and hitting things, and it was okay, but it wasn't there wasn't a sort of additional tension thing. And the other thing was you could quit early because you knew that you didn't have a chance, or you had a chance of getting them. And so we decided to add this kamikaze guy coming after you, and having one of them actually didn't work out that well, but having two of them actually made it easier because you could avoid them and they could blow each other up, and
Right.
it really fits into sort of the Sly character where
Using your enemy against you, like making him run into each other and trip over himself.
that's correct. And so it makes it so that you're being really crafty. You're not necessarily using brute force to take them down, but you're being crafty about how you take them down.